Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here, and we are taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Outback Premier XT in the Crystal White Pearl. So the Premier XT is the fully loaded Outback, every available factory bell and whistle. Only comes with the 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine producing 260 horsepower. So there's a lot of power in these Outbacks. Sleepers, one may call them. They keep the same body as the 23s, same front end, that revised front end. The Premier gets the front view parking / off-road camera. We've got those gray metallic wings off of the side of the logo. Forward-facing LED fog lights. And then we have this nice little kind of faux vent cutout. Adds to the aggressiveness of the front end, if you ask me. And of course, smaller, more aggressively styled LED steering responsive headlights. So they are ridiculously bright. I'll show you what those look like at the end of the video. It's that traditional Subaru wagon. Got the cladding around the wheels there. Now, I do find that on the Outbacks, it's less of a white vehicle and more of a white and black vehicle. So I have lots of people that don't like white. However, they come and see it in person. It's less of a pure white vehicle. Now, aesthetically, the Premier, apart from that front camera, we get the satin chrome mirror caps with the integrated turn signals, and they fold. They're power folding. Click unlock, they fold out. Lock, they fold in. We have satin chrome front and rear tie downs in addition to the crossbars. Those are your satin chrome accents there. We do also end up with traditional chrome handles. On the white, it doesn't stand out so much, but on the darker colors, it stands out. So the way these crossbars work, flip when they're not frozen, and lift. And then you simply flip that across, the other side comes over and locks in the corresponding hole. So you have crossbars when you need them, you can hide them when you don't need them, and they do have these nice little rubber pieces on the bottom so you don't mark up the paint or break the glass if you drop it on that. Fuel door is on the rear passenger side. It's tied to the driver door. If the driver door is unlocked, the fuel door is unlocked. It's just regular. 87 is all it needs, even though it's a turbo. And when I click lock, that pin shoots out, and that would lock in the corresponding hole. So very handy. The reason Subaru's done that is if you've ever run out of fuel, you know what kind of a nightmare it can be filling with a jerry can when traffic's ripping by you. You're on the safe side of the highway, unless something's really messed up. Over here, on the back, square rear end. Now, one of my favorite features on the Outback is the fact we have a proximity tailgate. So the key's in my pocket. All I do, I block the logo and I back up. I don't know if you could hear it beeping there, but it was beeping. As soon as it beeps, back up. If you continue to hold your hand there or the box of groceries, whatever, it doesn't open, and I'll demonstrate that here. XT designation designates turbocharged. Of course, chrome, symmetrical, Subaru all-wheel drive. Now, if I just continue to hold, it doesn't open. It thinks something's there, and it doesn't want to open, which is great. We've got backup sensors in the rear bumper. That's what those little black circles are, and they'll apply the brakes if things are going to hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. Third button down on the key fob also opens the hatch. And there's a ton of room in the rear of the Outback. Kind of what you expect. It's a longer version of a cross-rec. We've got fold-down grocery bag hooks on either side. We've got hard-mount physical tie-downs. We've got them in each corner. And then we have a couple up top here. So there's 8 in total, which is nice. We have a Harman Kardon audio system. So this little sub back here. Cargo trays, standard equipment. 12-volt power point. And underneath here, you've got your spare tire tools. And underneath this is your temporary spare tire. Privacy cover hides everything from the top of the seats down. And if I need more height underneath this, because this isn't a huge amount of loading space, especially if my hands are full and I had to use the proximity tailgate. Simple as. And it opens up quite large. Lots of space. And this can be removed, and you can actually put this privacy cover underneath the false floor. Now, if I need additional storage for length, pull the handles. I've got a handle on this side for the 60% side. LED cargo light. That'll shut off when I close the hatch. And to close it, I can pull down, I can do it from the key fob, I can do it from the driver's seat, I can close it, I can close and lock it. Multitude of options. And then, of course, we do get the Smart View mirror in the Premier, and that's what that little hole is. That's a camera. I backed up there, so it thought I was getting away, so it opened. See, you can turn that proximity sensor off, and if I was loading something on the roof at the back, that could be a giant pain in the butt. 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels, wrapped in Yokohama Avid GT tires. Second row, there's a lot of room. Good headroom, good leg room. I left the snow brush from when I was scraping the windows. So it's the Napa leather, and you can get it in the dark/charcoal interior now, which is quite nice. It's a little bit more supple. It is, of course, perforated leather, easy to clean. Great if you have pets or kids. I can recline these seats by pulling up and pushing on the seat there. So it doesn't go back a whole bunch, but enough that you could maybe take a nap if that's the only thing holding you back, is a little bit of being able to recline. We have a fold-down armrest with integrated cup holders. Matte back pockets on the back of both front seats. We've got heated seats for the outboard 2 passengers. Person in the middle, in addition to having to sit in the middle, doesn't get a heated butt. 2 USB ports, vents out of the center console, in addition to underneath the front seats facing rearward. So it heats up and cools down much more effectively. Easy access to the latch system, the anchors. If you've got car seats, or if you have those harnesses that you attach for your dogs, that's a great place. This is designed to be a grippy step. So you're supposed to step here to load things onto the roof. It's a lot better stepping there than on the tire, because the tire sits inside the fender. So you're not going to get as much of your foot on there. And if I'm standing on the tire, I'm right at the back of the racking system. I will be reaching. So it's just safer overall. Rear door card, soft touch armrest. Very, very soft touch armrest. It's quite nice. A little bit of storage along with the bottle holder. Auto window. Piano black trim. We've got window lock if we need it. Child lock if we need it, although we do have a window lock up front. That little black piece is a receptacle for this extra side impact crash safety bar. Subaru's done. So that is designed to stop intrusion into the passenger area in the event of a side collision. And I'll just give you another look. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but there are 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance on these Outbacks. More than most half-ton pickups, actually. So with it being a proximity key, to lock it, I've got these lines. All I have to do is touch it, and it locks. And of course, you can tell it's locked from that. When I unlock it, and that's so long as the key's within 46 inches, the hazards flash and they fold out. And that little light illuminates the handle. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it is actually a little bit more illuminated just from that, which is very handy. Great in the dark. Front door card looks very, very similar to that of the rear. Same soft touch armrest, soft touch door card. There's our window lock, all 4 auto windows, power mirror adjustment. We can fold them from inside the vehicle. 2 position memory settings for your power driver seat and mirrors. A reminder, you have the Harman Kardon audio system. A little bit more storage along with the bottle holder in this. On the inside, of course, it's the same Napa leather up front as it is in the second row. Our headrests are just adjustable. So you can choose how close to the back of the head you want your headrest. The only thing that the memory seats won't remember are your manual thigh extender, which is great if you've got longer legs and seats tend to cut the circulation off in your legs, and your lumbar support level, because those both change depending how long you're in the vehicle for, or can change. Soft touch on the dash, same material as the seat, or the door card, sorry, not the seat. We have the ability to open the rear hatch. We've got a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. I can turn off the sensor for the rear hatch. Push button start, foot on the brake, light goes green. Got some LEDs flashing up there, part of the EyeSight system. I'll show it again, but we have blind spot detection in both of our side mirrors. Steering wheel in the Premier is upgraded leather, so it's definitely a little more velvety. That's probably the best descriptor I can come up with, velvety. It feels nice, definitely a little different than the traditional leather wrap steering wheel. Bottom right, heated steering wheel. It is a whole heated wheel, except for right here, there's a dead spot there. Left-hand side, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can make and take calls, control the volume of the calls and the music. Volume does that, is left to right now. Got rid of that on the toggle. Accept call, hang up or decline call, issue voice command or access Siri or Google Assistant. Source switches from AM to FM to CD to satellite, etc. Switch between presets. Now, this toggle here is for our small little center display, and you can cycle through different pieces of information depending what you want. And you can see all that. Now, I'm going to dim the gauges. Like, you can dim them down quite a bit. Like that screen there, almost unreadable. And it's not even really dark out, so it is nice. And those LEDs I do find are quite nice on the eyes. They're not overly vibrant. They don't hurt my eyes. Everyone's mileage is going to vary, of course. Right-hand side, we have adaptive cruise and we have lane centering. Both of those systems are through these 3 black boxes, these color stereo EyeSight cameras that Subaru has integrated for all of their safety stuff. So this third one here, that's a wide angle mono camera, and that is designed to increase your field of view, or the camera's field of view. And actually, speaking of view, so from my seating position, I think the visibility in the Outback is absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, I stand behind that. I drive an Outback every day. So I think the visibility is fantastic. Lane centering and adaptive cruise. So I turned on the cruise. You've got an image of the Outback there, 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise. I've just turned on lane centering. So you've got the little steering wheel there above 60 kilometers an hour. If the cameras can see the road lines, those lines, whichever side they can see, whether that's one or both, will illuminate white. And that will actually give you gentle steering input to help keep you in the middle of your lane. It's fantastic. I didn't like it at first, but on the second half of a long day of driving, it is worth it. You're way less fatigued at the end of the day. Bottom of the steering column, bottom left, got a lever, got tilt, and telescopic. So you can adjust it for drivers of varying arm lengths, leg lengths, seating positions. Suits pretty much everyone. So I'm going to turn off blind spot detection, and I'm going to turn it back on. And that is what it looks like on the corresponding side when someone is in your blind spot. Doesn't eliminate shoulder checking, but it is a fantastic aid. And as I showed, the visibility in the Outback is great. We've got that all-seeing red eye of Sauron. That is the driver focus system. So it's trying to scan my face. And you can scan your face in and memorize it. It'll do your memory settings for your seat and mirrors based off your face. It will also tell you if you're distracted, not paying attention to the road, or if you're drowsy. It actually flashes a little coffee cup up there, and it says you may want to take a break. It does also flash up and say, keep eyes on road if you're driving and it doesn't, and you don't have your eyes on the road, or it doesn't think you do. It's infrared. It's not recording you. It's not a dash cam for you. It's nothing like that. We have an 11.6-inch touchscreen. They've broken into 3 portions. Top portion, we've got some gauges. We've got weather, which is part of the satellite radio trial. And we've got X mode, which is like 4x4 low in a pickup. Only works up to speeds of 40 kilometers an hour and then kicks out to regular all-wheel drive, because regular all-wheel drive at higher speeds is much more efficient. We've got navigation destination. So if I set somewhere for navigation in maps, and then I go to the radio screen, it'll tell me turn right 300 meters on Oak Street. And then we've got what we're listening to. Main portion, we have map, navigation powered by TomTom. There's no subscription for this, and you can go full screen with it if you want. You've got it for the life of the vehicle. You do get 1 free update within the first 3 years of ownership. After that, you can pay for it if you want. But we do also have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that alleviates a lot of needing built-in navigation. We do gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle is registered in your name. You get that for 3 years, and that allows you to remote start your vehicle from your phone, book service appointments, find your vehicle on a map. Lots of stuff in there. Radio, media, and phone are fairly self-explanatory. My Subaru app is very, very cool. Settings. There's so many settings you can change in this car. General sound, navigation settings. You can change settings with the car. Lots of stuff you can do. You can turn off pretty much all of the safety systems should you want. Under car info, we've got driving statistics and maintenance. We can turn off the display, valet mode, auto vehicle hold, vehicle dynamics control. We do have a physical volume and tuning knob. And under media, CD. Yes, I said CD. In the armrest, which is, again, soft touch, really nice, we have a coin/change tray, and we have a CD player and a 12-volt outlet. Yes, we have a CD player in the Outback Premier XT. It's the only trim level that comes with it from factory. It is an accessory for the others. This is also our front camera, almost 180 degrees. And then when I put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, rear assist braking's on, parking sensors are on, shows you the top of the bumper so you have something to relate to. And then I can't really show it right this second, but the mirror tilts down when I go in reverse, and it takes a second and it tilts back up after X amount if I drive off. See, there you go. So I put it in reverse now and it tilts down. So I can see the road line or the parking line that I'm backing into. I can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. Great feature up here, especially for our sloppy winters. Bottom portion, we have The envelope, the open envelope or the Monopoly House, that's your home button, takes you always back to that screen. We can turn off the start stop if you don't like it. We've got access to more vehicle control and driving assistance changes. You can hook up additional phones to Bluetooth, and you can set up driver profiles. Front defrost, heated side mirror, back window, and windshield wiper de-icers where your wipers sit. 3 stages of heated seats and ventilated seats for both the driver and the passenger. So not air conditioned, ventilated. So it pulls cabin air through the seats and heat away from you. Fantastic. You don't get that wet clothing feeling that I feel a lot of those vehicles with air conditioned seats get. It is dual zone climate control. We have physical buttons. It goes up and down in 0.5 degree increments. Or I pull this up, I click, I drag, I sync it back to just driver controlled. Control where I want my airflow, if I want AC on, if I want recirc on. Really nice big fan strength buttons, hard to miss. I can turn off climate control altogether, which I'm not going to do because it is a little cold out. Below that, 2 USBs, USB A and C, aux, 10, or I'm not sure actually the wattage, but wireless charger. Light will go blue when it's charging. White means it's ready to accept something to charge. I should look into the wattage there. Park brake, foot on the brake, push down, and it shuts it off. If your foot's not on the brake, it won't shut it off. That's how you activate the front camera. Automatic CVT with manual mode. We do have paddles, upshift and downshift on the back of the steering wheel if you want to manually select your own gears. Really deep cup holders. They gave us a drink raiser for one of them, so if you have medium or small drinks, it makes it so you're not just grabbing the lid. I already showed you what's in the center console, but it's nice. Even with the seat a little bit forward, you can still use it. Smart home link, auto dimming rear view mirror. So we can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror. It's auto dimming. So there is a switch in this one, but it's not for dimming. It's auto dimming. And your side mirrors are also auto dimming tied to this. Now what this does, I showed you that little square out the back of the shark fin antenna. That's a camera. So if I've got passengers behind me, my view out the back window has been obscured. I do that, I've got a camera out the back. And because it's recessed into the shark fin antenna, it doesn't really get covered with snow, which is really nice. Up top, sunglass storage. We've got SOS and roadside. That's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. We've got these map lights. We've got our sunroof control for our regular size sunroof with the manual shade. And we have card holders, vanity mirrors with lights, and these entire things you can pull out to block the sun if it's directly at your left or right. Now, I'll show you those headlights like I was talking about, and I'll show you under the hood, because it is the 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine. So I've popped it open, and essentially facing the Subaru logo, hand it goes into the right, facing down, right to left, and lift. Just that lever right there. There it is. 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine, 260 horsepower, 277 pounds-feet of torque. Plenty of power in a vehicle like this. They're absolute rockets. Top mount intercooler, and I mean, it's really quiet when it's running. Brake fluid, oil, washer fluid, coolant, dipstick, pretty much all the stuff you're going to touch as the average consumer. Oil filters up top, easy access to the air box to change your air filter if you need to. And then this contraption is ducting for the top mount intercooler, so air passes over it. But take a look at those front lights. Like, they're pretty darn bright. They look good. And I'll show you. They're shining pretty brightly on that Crosstrek Wilderness we have there. But I'll give you guys that quick 360 walk around of the 2024 Outback Premier XT in the crystal white pearl. Tons of metallic flake in it. Obviously, right now, it's not sparkling because it's definitely overcast, a little darker out. But it's that traditional Subaru wagon. I drive one myself. I think it's fantastic. Good mix of storage, and you got a boatload of power in these. So thank you for watching my quick walkthrough of the 2024 Subaru Outback Premier XT. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle behind me, any of the vehicles in our lineup, any of the technology, anything to do with Subarus in general, put them in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions. And on the off chance you ask me something I don't have the answer to, I get to learn something. It's even better. So again, thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.